everyone, welcome back to another stream here. Blaze is feeling very tired. And Rascal's also here. So I have a kind of ballast here for the Pemco fixture. Let's get this kind of moved over. Here, you can have some more room. So I'm just going to give this a few minutes because I know it takes some time to show that I'm live and people show up, but I'll just give it a couple minutes. I can go ahead and pop on the live stream myself and yeah, so I can use the chat. Hello, OptiSpan Lighting. Cats here are very tired. You're a little tired, aren't you? So, yeah, we do have cats. So since the last time, I put a ballast in this. It's an advanced 250 watt mercury vapor ballast. These were available in 250 watts. I doubt that's what this was originally. It was probably 400, but I don't have any extra 400 watt ballasts. I might change it out in the future, but for now, it's pretty good. Certainly a lot heavier now. It's massive. The other cats are sleeping somewhere else right now, but yeah, they like it in here. It's actually pretty warm in here compared to the rest of the house. That's might be why. Oh, can rip the camera. Don't need to do that. But I tested it with my Westinghouse 250 watt mercury vapor bulb, and it works. So that's good. I'll probably get around to making a video of this soon enough. Um, so that's gonna be pretty exciting. And then this one maybe eventually here, although that's kind of a lesser priority. Might want to get on to making a video of that OVL though. So I figured out that this fixture was made 100 or 203 days before mercury vapor bulbs were, or fixtures were banned. So it's one of the last 1,000 watt mercury fixtures, because by that time, 1,000 watt mercury cobra heads probably weren't very common. 1,000 watt metal halide would be a lot nicer. This had a tab for the door that was all bent out of place. So now it's all, it's been corrected, and now the door functions properly. Yeah, it was January 1st of 2008. The red varnish on that ballast is kind of flaky, but it's the original ballast. And that's pretty cool. I have the street view location for this fixture, so that's really neat. I'll show that off the next time that I do my mapping stream. I don't really think any metal halide or any HID fixtures are made anymore. You might be able to special order it, but I don't think you can really get them. We're pretty much stuck with LED. I kind of find it interesting, the different logos on those. Wow, that's pretty nice. The newest HID Cobras I've seen installed are probably a few years old at this point. I think we started getting LEDs maybe in 2019, 2018. I'm not really sure, but I'd say we're definitely over halfway LED now. There's a lot of HPS still sticking, and there's also one mercury fixture down the street from me, but they're pretty sparse. And I figured out that, well, I knew it, but didn't say it on the last stream. This fixture came out of New Jersey, which is probably why it has the Sleeko glass. If this was out of Philadelphia or anywhere else in Pennsylvania, it would have more than likely had the Pemco glass. It'd be really cool to have a glare shield for this. I don't know if you could ever get them with a glare shield, but I think PowerLight made glare shields for their fixtures, or we can use. Yeah, I think they made them. If you could get my hands on one of those, I could put it on this fixture, and that would look really interesting. 80 watt. That's a kind of very small fixture. I don't know what the sodium equivalent is of a 80 watt mercury lamp, but The lowest wattage I've seen here was this price 175. Well, maybe I'll pull this open. So actually, okay, 70 watt. Yeah, we don't have anything here that's that low wattage. We have a ton of 100-watt sodium, but that's really the only, we have 100, 250, and 400-watt sodium fixtures. Those are the ones I've seen. No 200s or 150s, really. I don't really think I've seen very many of those. I had a 150-watt sodium fixture that came from here, but I don't have that one anymore, so I guess I can't really count that. So this fixture came out of Ohio. Actually, it was still up in 2021 Street View, so it was really just probably taken down last year. So I can't open this door right now because the original screws are all messed. Like the inside part where they latch on is all twisted up, and there's like a piece of wire that holds it in place, and this doesn't have it. Well, it does have it, but they're all mangled up, and they're really tight, and they don't like to open. I got this from another lighting collector, Ben. He's YouTube channel is Polar. I'm sure you've seen his videos before. Met up with him yesterday and got this from him, and then these three fixtures here came from another collector out of Ohio. Hello, sunshine. So yeah, I got to meet up with him yesterday. That was really fun. We talked about street lighting for a little while. Time was kind of short, but yeah, I talked about some street lights and exchanged some stuff. He got some Jocelyn fixtures and my Cooper Lighting OVX that I used to, well, that I did a video on, but hello. That fixture is no longer with me, and those two Jocelyn's are. I still have the Jocelyn one that I did a video on. So I still have one. I know there's lag, but oh well. Hello, hello. Well, Rascal and Blaze are very tired. Yep, this is a Pemco Brightway 400. It has Lico glass. And I just put a ballast in it today. It's got an advanced 250-watt ballast. Maybe later in the stream I'll open it up and we can take a look. The OV25 is taken apart. I've heard of them. I've heard of that name before, but I don't know what they make. What doesn't have a bulb? Oh, it does it. Yes, the Brightway, it's 250 watt mercury vapor, and I have a clear top Westinghouse Lifeguard for it. And it's my only 250 watt mercury vapor bulb, and this is my only 250 watt fixture, so yeah, this would have originally been a remote ballast, probably 400 watt, but I don't have any extra 400 watt ballasts, so I put a 250 watt ballast, and it works perfectly fine. These were available from the factory in 250 watt. And again, just because some of you here are just joined, so when I do my next mapping stream, I've got the location of this fixture, so I'll show that off next live stream. I have a photo, 2021 July street view showing this street light still in service. It's pretty dirty, but the glass is in pretty much perfect condition. Same with this one, the glass is almost perfect, and that one. The glass on all of these is in really nice shape, actually. And some other updates, if you guys remember, I had my American Electric 325 series in here. I took that out and put the Revere in here, and I also put the O25 here where the Autobahn used to be. So those fixtures are now in storage, so you won't be seeing them for a long time, but I still have them. I just need to make room because these things take up so much space. I wonder what's heavier, the OVL or my 327. This thing's really heavy. I'm gonna go ahead and first show you guys the ballast, and I'm going to put the door on. Because I don't know about you, but the Westinghouse OV25 flat bottom is probably, I don't know, I really like my OV50s, but it might be the best street light. The reason I say this is because it's the original. It's the one that started that one that created the Cobra head style. And this fixture weighs about 50 to 60 pounds. Alright, well, I'll see you sometime later, hopefully. There's the site mark, and the Westinghouse logo is kind of messed up on this one. Let's get this guy moved over here. We're gonna get a good look at it. I really like the side profile of flat bottom OV25. And I got this photo cell. I can put on it. Looks a lot nicer with a photo cell on it. Now that's a 480 volt photo cell, which means it can't be used on this fixture, but it just looks good. So, yeah. So there's not a whole lot going on right now. I guess this is kind of like my big hoorah, and it's yeah, yellow, and that one's also yellow. Ooh, the ATB X. Is that what you're talking about? Or is it actually like micro is the name of it? Yeah, those things are actually pretty cool. Simply because they're tiny. They're not the smallest streetlights made, but they're pretty tiny. There's like a Canadian like Next Generation or something made a Cobra headlight that is, I think it's about 12 inches long. This one is 39. But yeah, this is where it all began. I'll have to do a side profile. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the Westinghouse OV25 single door. And the side profile is a little different because this door kind of slants upwards here. And this one's completely flat across, and that's the reason why I like this so much. I can't explain why I like it so much, but it's just because this area is so thin, it contrasts really well with the giant lens. Oh, here's the bulb for the Pemco. See, it's a Westinghouse clear topper. $250. So yeah, that's my only 250-watt street light. And remember, if you guys remember, that's the ballast that I pulled out of the OV12. I don't know how long the stream's going on. I'm not feeling terribly great right now. Just this morning, I woke up with a cold, so my energy is not terribly great right now. But I do like doing the live stream and talking to you guys, so I will keep it going for a little while longer. It is fun to chat about streetlights. I will say I cleaned up a little bit of it, but the birds, look at this. The birds absolutely bombed this OV25. Have a Westinghouse section. Oh, yes, this is a Cooper OVL. This is from 2007. It was made 203 days before the mercury ban, which makes this probably very, very rare. I don't think in 2007 many 1,000-watt mercury vapor streetlights were being purchased compared to metal halide or high-pressure sodium ones. So this is a really new mercury streetlight. It's actually kind of funny. This is a 2007 Mercury, and I got this from Ben, and I gave him a OVX, which was mercury vapor, and it was from 2007 as well. Oh, the OVX was brand new. It had never been used. Yeah, I was never really anticipating getting an OVL, but I'm very glad to have it because, I love the OV50, and this is the newest version of the OV50, so I'll take it. It's kind of crappy quality, but it's okay. Look at the glass here. You can see. Look at that. This should be perfectly smooth. But it's not. See all those wrinkles in the glass? Look at this OV50 lens. How it's absolutely just perfect. So the lens on this is not good, but it's not really chipped up at all. It's in pretty good shape cosmetically. So I'm not upset about it. It's just kind of how the fixture was made. It's heavy. It's crazy heavy. But the funny thing is, these are not even actually that heavy compared to 1960s 1,000-watt fixtures. Numerous. Do you know what the manufacturer of them are? I don't know how you guys are gonna take this, but I don't particularly care for shoebox fixtures, except for the ones that have the drop lens. I think those look kind of weird. There's some Cooper or Westinghouse fixtures that use this lens. They're huge shoebox that uses this lens, and I think they are pretty weird looking, but I like them. But the flat ones are kind of uninteresting. It's just a box. Another thing that I didn't realize is that the latch on these is different than your normal Cooper streetlight. It's a lot nicer. Look at this. If you guys know what the regular Cooper latches look like, this is miles ahead. And there's where the Westinghouse logo would have been. It has the number 5 on it. And then over here, you can see where the Westinghouse logo would have been on the door. So I have a street view of this fixture when it was installed. It actually had a blue photocell, but don't have that. It didn't come with that, unfortunately. But there's one thing that's probably even cooler. Again, there are some photographs of this particular fixture, this Pemco fixture. Back when it was installed, it had been retrofitted with LED, and then the LED, they put the big corn bulbs in these, and then the bulbs broke because they're crappy. So the owner decided they were just going to get LED paddles because at least they wouldn't break after literally a couple of years of service. Like the LEDs were literally broken out the base and they were sitting inside of the glass, which is really unfortunate. Like how everything made so badly it doesn't even stay in one piece. I have a bit of a Revere did that. They made stickers that they put on their fixtures that said Revere on them towards the later production. It does have all of the inside labels except for one is cut in half. I think I'm going to open up this OVL so you guys can see what it looks like. Just give me a moment because I have to move this OV25. And OVL is so incredibly heavy and big that I have to move it to the other side of the room before I can open it. Also, it does not have a photo cell, which is kind of to be expected, but I wish it would have had a photo cell. Yes, I know I could add a photo cell, but I don't really feel like it. I really need to clean this up still. It's pretty dirty on the inside. All right, here we go. So if you guys haven't seen what the inside of an OV50 looks like, well, this is actually a lot different than what an OV50 looks like on the inside, so, oh well. Here's the name tag. The original Cooper ballast, which is awesome. Absolutely wonderful. And it's a brick. Let's see if I can get the sticker on the ballast. And the best thing is it's multi-tap. So it's not even like a 240 volt fixture. This is 240 volt. But yeah, there's that sticker, and the problem is this sticker got ripped off. So that's kind of annoying. Maybe I'll be able to make a replica for that sticker. There's low, medium, high for something. The capacitor, which is mounted on the fixture on the OV50, the capacitor would have been mounted here and here. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, okay, but so these two spots sort of had the capacitors on the OV50, and then they moved it over there because this is too expensive to make. Oh, look at all those little stamps. 05, 20. But you can see the quality of this. It's not too great. Glass is kind of chipped up there, but it's okay. It's not gonna fall out or anything. Thankfully, the terminal block is not stripped. And this fixture can only be used on a 2-inch pipe, I think. But it's got the same stuff there as an OV50. But yeah, it's still cool. There's a sticker on the inside of the reflector. You can still read it. H36. And then there's the front. Look at this latch. Look at this. This is so much nicer than the other latches that we're used to seeing from Cooper. I don't know if the audio is just awful there, but I was talking right up next to the door. But there's like some parts like that where I just didn't get cleaned up very well. 4 big tabs, which I do like. Yeah, there's capacitor mounts. Still got some crud in it, but it's overall in really good shape, I think. This is the same way that probably is this actually the same? It looks just about the same as the OV25 casting from the except for the slip fitter area. I don't know. This has to be the same. They didn't change the casting at all since the 60s, because this is the exact same casting that was made for Westinghouse flat bottom. You can tell because it's got the screw here and here. This is where the little triangle piece would connect on. It connects here and here. So that's actually really, I didn't realize that they did not change this at all. So it's exactly, well, not exactly, but it's basically the same housing that fixture uses. Pretty interesting. Even though there's almost a, what is it? It was like 50-year difference in their manufacture. I have not. I just got them yesterday, so I haven't gotten around to testing them yet. I'm probably not going to test it for a little while. I have a 1,000-watt mercury vapor bulb that I got with the fixture, but it's in pretty rough shape. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm feeling very tired right now, so I'm not really going to bother to do that, but eventually here I'll get on to doing that. But right now I'm just glad that I have the thing. Cooper OVLs, I think, are pretty rare. They're definitely, I think they're a lot rarer than a Westinghouse OV50. Even though the OV50 is cooler, the OVL is rarer. When I say that the OVL is more common than the OV50, I'm only referring to the single door version of the OV50. Why is that not centered? Okay, there we go. Yeah, this thing is kind of difficult to close because it's so heavy, and you have to actually pull up on the fixture in order for it to clear. So if you don't pull up while you're opening and closing the fixture, if it's laying on its back, then the fixture will break. The latch isn't the best, or the hinge on the door is not exactly the best design. Oh man, oh, that is so heavy. I'm out of breath after moving that thing around. I do want to put it on its side so we can get a side profile. There we go. It sits pretty well on its side. Cat's woken up. The other one, not so much. So if anyone has any questions, I'd like to answer, but yeah, these are my fixtures, you can see. No photocell. If it did have a photocell, it would go right there. So it's like the same photocell placement as the 2nd gen. So there's the around 1961, 1962 OV25 versus the 2007 OVL. I know there's one that looks like an OV25. I don't remember the exact company. It looks like just like that, but it's got a raised part in the middle. There was somewhere in Europe someone had photographed, I can't remember if it was in Spain or where it was, a single door version of the OV14, which is really cool. It basically looks like an OV15, but it uses the clamshell style glass, just like my OV12. That guy. Also, I have my M250 there. I did a comparison between that and the Pemco SO175. But it had like the name, and like a bunch of letters individually spaced down the length of the body. The size of that drip hole is huge. So I can't tell you exactly when, but I think this fixture was made around 1961 to early 1962. If you guys have seen the Jocelyn advertisement for the fixture, it came out late 1962, and it shows the version that came after this. So this is like really, really old. But I must say, the thickness of this metal is probably, this is actually the thickest metal I've ever seen on a street light. It's just absurd. It's probably over a 1/4 inch thick. I'd like to see what that looks like, the Jocelyn license. Do you have a particular example of that fixture on hand? Photograph that, perhaps? I've got a little tip for you guys. Never heard of a Front Street Lighting website, but I'll check it out if I remember. But so storing fixtures, I used masking tape for these guys, especially the OV25. This guy, you see, is leaning up against the wall, and it could fall really easily. I have a piece of masking tape that's stuck to the wall. You probably can't see it, but that keeps the fixture from moving around, so I can kind of wail on that and it's not going to move. That's how I do. I'd also do that for my traffic lights because it keeps them in place. They won't fall over. I think it might be time. Let's get you moved. Oh, that startled base. All right, let's get you on the ground. So I'm just gonna open this up. Give me a moment, please, and I'm going to show you guys my fixture. So I pulled up the door. All right. So these are the tabs, and they're kind of crappy. I don't like these tabs, but these are the tabs it has. These are way too thin. You see the thickness of that metal? It's way too thin. I was able to push on that with my finger, and it bent it. So the glass tabs on this aren't exactly nice, but oh well. At least the glass is in really nice shape. The only chips that I see on it are where are the chips? There's a thing here, but I think that's just a that's not a chip. That's just how it was made. I honestly, I thought it was chipped up somewhere, but I can't find it. Maybe it has no noticeable chips. Well, there's the Sleeko glass. If you guys have watched Ben's lighting fixtures, you guys know the story of Sleeko. So they made replacement lenses for Pemco. And I think what Forky said was, if you live in New York and also, well, this came out of New Jersey, so it must be New Jersey too. If you order the fixtures in that area, you would just automatically get the Sleeko glass because it's more local, I guess. Cheaper to make it that way. But I like this Sleeko glass. And since the only Sleeko fixture that I know of is that the scoop looking one, this is probably the only piece of glass ever made that has the Sleeko logo on it. I think it's very nice. Here's the fixture. If you guys, of course you guys know, the orange gasket means it's very, very early. Around, I was in 1962-ish, they went from a orange to gray gaskets. And everyone knows about the gray gaskets. They don't get a good rap, but yeah. And the thing that surprised me most is, look at this. It's basically in perfect shape. It's completely pliable. There's not a single crack in this orange gasket. I could probably take it off and put it on without damaging it. I won't, but wow. This is the super, super crazy fixture. Yeah, I'm just going to say this even though, well, I'm probably not special here, but the Pemco 400 fixture is the only fixture that I remember I actually had an actual dream of owning. I had a dream at one point when I had to open my closet, there was a Pemco fixture in it, and I'm like, oh. I was very sad to realize that wasn't real. If you guys have seen Ben's video, I'm going to do a video of this probably very soon. It's got a lot of differences. Look at that. That's different. This has no Pemco sticker on it. It would have had a sticker there, but no Pemco sticker, no Alzac sticker on it. I don't even know if it would have had it originally. I can't see any marks left behind where there would have been that sticker. Yeah, I don't see any remnants of that sticker, so this probably just never even had that. All right. So there's that. Actually, so I call this the first generation, but there's actually a version that's even different. Has never been documented to exist, but the patent shows it. Or there would have been a screw right here. There would have been a piece of metal that was a U shape that would have rested on this piece of metal here, and that's what the patent has. But none of those I think have ever been seen. So if we look right on the front here, there would be a little screw. There was like a part of it. There was like a spool. It was really, really weird, and it had a really weird looking latch. But this is the earliest version that's known to exist. Now, if you guys have seen this video, this is different. This has a infinitely variable socket position, unlike that one, which had set here and here. He also has a different one that has 5 different spots that you have to choose from. And then this gasket, I don't know what's up with this. And the barn latch is not present on this fixture. You have a screw with this. This is actually because it was a remote ballast fixture originally. Your wires would clip in here. Yeah, it's a very strange fixture. I'm not gonna be able to open this on camera. I need 2 hands to open it. Yes. It's very heavy now that it's got ballast on it. Okay, here we go. Now, before you guys get upset with me, I'm eventually planning on tidying up this wiring, but this is the ballast that came out of my OV12. Stuck it in there, and it's not too bad. It's missing the terminal block and stuff, but at least it's got a ballast in it. I think the original versions of these would have the ballast mount vertically, but yeah, that's how it's done here. This is where the photocell socket would be, and these are the mounting. It's very weird. Yeah, just like the thickness of this metal. This is probably the thickest metal I've seen on a street light. I mean, just look at the size of this hinge. It's absolutely massive. I would like to put 400 watt mercury vapor ballast, but it's 250 watt. These were available from the factory in 250 watt mercury vapor, so it was factory option, but none of them have ever been found in 250 watt. So yeah, it's kind of special that way. So maybe I'd like to have a 400 watt ballast. Honestly, this is just as good, and it's lighter, so it's less issue to move it around. I honestly prefer lower wattage fixtures because they're smaller and lightweight. But I mean, I already had this ballast sitting around. I didn't have a use for it, so I put it in this fixture. I tried to put it in my Revere 2600 or my Westinghouse OV25. I didn't fit in either of those fixtures, so it just happened to fit in this fixture, so that's good. I was able to find a use for it. Also, if you guys remember, I've got these 2 sodium fixtures. I tested the one on the right, and it didn't turn on. Or was it the one on the left? I tested one of them, and I think it was the left one. It didn't turn on. I might mess with it, but I think I might convert one of them to mercury vapor. I'm gonna try to do this. I don't know. I've got a big mercury vapor ballast sitting there, and I might want to convert one of these to mercury vapor. I'll leave one as sodium, probably. I don't know. Haven't gotten there yet. So you can see the trim pattern, which is identical to that of the M400. I was reading up on this today. My original suspicion was that these two ribs on the top that look like a tiny fin were made for a structural reinforcement, which they do, but the patent shows that the only purpose of this fin existing is just to hide the bolts. So when you look at it from the street, you can't see the bolts. That's the only purpose of that fin. So I thought that was pretty funny. And it really kind of shows how much effort they put into designing this fixture, which really sucks that it only lasted in production for about 3 years. 3 or 4 years of production. Someone put so much effort into this just to barely even get any. And if you guys are familiar with the Pemco SO400, which is the one that looks like an OB25, I don't know if I'll get one of those in my collection. I'd like to. That's the fixture that replaced this. It just uses one singular door, which is a lot easier to work on. But these are probably the cooler fixtures, simply because of the way that they're made is different than every other Cobra head that I know of. It's kind of a pain to work on, but I think the uniqueness of it makes it worth it. So I don't know what I'm doing my video on this yet, but shouldn't be too long. I don't know what material this is. It almost looks like wood, but I don't know what it is. It's like some sort of composite, or I'm not really sure what that's made out of. It looks like wood, and it also looks like a composite material, but that's really strange. Big terminal. These are your terminal screws, and this is the big, really weird looking nut. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and put this back together. It's not wired up, so I can't turn it on. But I tested it earlier, and it does work. It's kind of loud, but it works. So I got the door on. I'm going to put the reflector on. Alright. What kind of NEMA head? I think that if you did that, I'm assuming you would put it on a pole, or like a nice arm. But I don't know where you would get an arm for that from. But that would be really cool. I say go for it. If you were local to me, I would have just given you one of my arms that I have, but nope. You live very far away, and I'm not shipping that. See the size of that screw? Flathead, NEMA head. What does that look like? Westinghouse B25. Is that similar to the Viscount? Oh yeah, that's gonna be a problem. So I'm gonna ask because I don't think you've at least I haven't seen it yet. How is progress on your multi-vapor light fixture? Hmm. Okay. Well then, if it's only available in Venezuela, that would explain why I haven't seen it. Let's get the lens back on this Pimco. I'm concerned because the latch on that doesn't seem to latch very well. I mean, it hasn't fallen off but one time, but just concerning. Hmm. You know, I haven't given this fixture much attention. Get my little Pemco 250 open. Let's get this to come off. $175 reactor ballast. How is that in there? That's a really cool looking ballast. Wow, I didn't even notice how that core is wound. That's weird. This is about the same size as a 100-watt HPS ballast. Cool. The slip fitter bolt straps that are off-centered. Thing. Yeah, it's a reactor. It's got this blue gasket and a Philips 175-watt mercury vapor bulb, and then the little thing there for the thing. I'm assuming it is, but there's where the capacitor would have gone, or there. Now this is concerning, but whatever. This is very similar to the Westinghouse terminal block, the one that's in my OV12. And this one, yeah, but at least that means it'll last longer. And then it actually has some remnants of the stickers on the door. Holophane lens. A little dirty. This one, the gasket is just a rock, which is funny because this is actually newer than the Pemco other one. So this white gasket is just crap. They should have stuck with the orange gaskets. These bolts are really tiny for a street light. Pemco logo. One thing that I don't understand is why this fixture has two different Pemco logos. Both the glass and the socket have, or the terminal block have the simple P, while the door has the actual Pemco logo. I wish that had the Pemco logo on it. That would have been really cool. And all 4 streetlights. Cat's very tired, and so am I. I will add that the Pemco fixture is kind of weird looking with that exposed hinge on it. It's a little ugly looking, but I think that I like things that look industrial, and the exposed latch looks industrial, and I like it a lot. I actually think it looks better than if it didn't have the latch, simply because it makes it look more unique. No other fixture had a giant exposed latch like that. I mean, the Westinghouse kind of does, but they try to keep kind of conceal theirs and make it stick out or flush with the fixture. The other one's just very proud. Also, a bit of a disappointment, but not really a huge deal, I don't think. This does not have a photocell. Completely smooth on this top. If it had a photocell, it would go right there. So I know this is a copy of the M250, but I think this one personally almost looks nicer than the M250. Only reason I say that is because it's got this very nice seam around the door that's very pronounced. And I also like how the door is so flat. The GE fixture has a lot of contour and lines and different shapes going on, and this one's just more basic in it. I don't know. There's something about this that I really like. What other lights do I want to get? Pretty much anything mercury vapor that's not too new, anything that I don't have yet. I might get a couple LED fixtures. I kind of want to get a Lumec LED streetlight. If one pops up for cheap enough, I'm certainly going to grab it. But I kind of want to get one of those really cheap eBay LED Cobra heads just to see what it's like. But all the ones I've seen are too expensive for what I want to pay. But other fixtures in my, I want to get more OV50s. I'd like to get an OV14, but that's very unlikely. I need to get a couple, I have ATBS already, but the A couple of clamshells would be nice. Power pack fixture would be really, really cool. Yeah, that's the reason I like them, is because they're so tiny. American Electric Model 213 and a 413. I would like to get a 17,000 or 27,000, 13,000, and a 15,000. I mean, there's a lot of it. A Wide Light Junior would be pretty cool. Actually, know someone who has one. I might be able to buy it. I'm not really sure though. If you guys haven't seen the Wide Light Junior, it's a really interesting looking small wide light. What else? What else is there that's cool? Cooper. Anything with Cooper? No, probably an M400A. Definitely an M1000. A Revere 2700, Revere Unitized Open Oval. You know, all the cool stuff. It is a lot, but basically, anything that I find that I don't have that's old, I'm gonna like. So. Actually, here's kind of a funny thing. When I met with him yesterday, he had a fixture that I had seen. It was, or he had it in the back of his vehicle. It was a Pemco clamshell. I don't know what the name is, model name of it is, but it's really, really cool looking one. It looks like kind of like the Westinghouse OV20. That's a very, very weird looking fixture. So we all know that Pemco like to copy GE products, right? We all know that. But what I think happened, but I can't prove, I think GE actually copied Pemco, because this power door fixture came out many years before M400, and the M400A that came out looks a lot like this. So I'm not saying that's what happened, but they probably got inspired by Pemco's designs that were copying them, and they decided to take their design back. Oh yeah, the Hubble LED. I can't remember what it's called, but that's another thing on my list. I completely forgot about that fixture. Other stuff that's on my list. A Cooper OVW would be kind of interesting. OVZ, if I come across one, I might grab it, because I really like the way they look. We had a couple of them up here, so that's kind of why. I remember seeing them quite a bit. Power pack fixtures are something that I don't have yet. If I get the opportunity to get one, I'll definitely grab it. Power packs are really cool, especially the Jocelyn ones. Yeah, that's $500. Way too much. That's way more than I paid for all of these streetlights together. So, yeah, that's too expensive. I'm kind of having a hard time picking a favorite between the OV25 and the Pemco fixture. The OV25 is just a classic design. It's might be the best looking streetlight. I mean, the OV50 also looks amazing, but the OV25 just is, it's so good. Are you waking up now, or are you gonna go back to bed? So I don't really have much to say. I might actually, now I don't know if I'll do this, but I might in the future, if I can find a photocell socket, I'll probably put a photocell on this Pemco fixture, because this just has a little cap on the top because it came out of a parking lot when they would have been remotely controlled. So if I get to put a photocell socket on it, I'll probably do that. Yeah, it's not original, but it could always be undone. A 50-watt HPS, that's a pretty good fixture. Although, if I could get one, I would probably want to look for a 35-watt. I don't know how easy it is to get a 35-watt. Only reason I say that is because it's the smallest one. I think it's only about as bright as like 125 or ish watt incandescent bulb. And I think that would be a really nice fixture to use indoors as kind of like a reading light. I gotta get myself here, if I can find it, a low pressure sodium fixture. Those things are really obscure, or at least here they are. Um, there's actually a listing on Facebook Marketplace for some uh, American Electric versions. Just don't have them. I'm not gonna get them. I should. I would like to get a. Yeah, but that's not original. That was something he did. The M250R though, I would like to get a R2 one with the boxy lens. That's on my list. They got replaced with OV15. That's actually kind of cool. Somewhere was like in, I don't know, somewhere in New England, low wattage 50 and 35-watt sodium fixtures were pretty common. They were a direct replacement for a 105-watt incandescent bulb, which was used in all of the radial wave and Admiral's hat type fixtures they had. I really cannot imagine a street lit with 35-watt sodium would be much better than a street that wasn't lit at all. I don't know if there would be any illumination on the ground. I think if you guys already know this, but this is the same glass lens that's used on power light street lights. But yes, they did. They absolutely did that. But power light fixtures is kind of like my first bit of Canadian streetlight history, because it's technically the same lens that's used in the power light fixtures. So, but also Canadian, I have this Sylvania NEMA head, which I don't know if it really found in Canada, but Sylvania was very common in Canada. Yeah, so I can call it Canadian. But yeah, 35-watt sodium fixtures were available. Ballasts, I'm sure, are absolutely tiny and they weigh nothing, but there's a photograph on Lighting Gallery somewhere of a 115 and 35-watt sodium, and the bulb is so tiny. I can't imagine the socket would be very good. well, they have both, but typically they have the O3B if they're the newer ones. I think all the ones that I've seen have O3, but maybe not. Just at least most of them do. Certainly 3 looks a lot nicer. Yes, but there are a few things better than X1. Did it have a flat lens or did it have a drop lens? Wait, never mind. OVH, never mind. A little slow there. It is late. Yep, forgot about. A Cooper liked to make a bunch of different model names. They'd replace one part on their fixture and then would get a whole different name. Because the Cooper OVH and the OVD are basically the same fixture, I think. Or the OVF, it's one of those. Or the OVY has a sag lens, but it's the same thing as the OVF or OVH and then the OVD. So 3 fixtures that are the same that have a different lens, which means they have 3 different names. X1. The Neva label on this is actually kind of cruddy. I'd like to replace it, but I don't have any. Oh, that sucks. $20 would have been a real nice deal for an OVH. But you see, they didn't use stainless steel hardware. They left this ugly orange stripe right down it. You can see the paint starting to flake off. Oh, Cooper, why must you be so cheap? But they're probably way more expensive than I'd be willing to pay, or anyone really. I was just so happy that paint on my OVO, look at that. The paint on this was okay, and I realized that, oh my gosh, Cooper, because there's a reason you don't make streetlights anymore. Just too cheap for your own good. And then meanwhile, this thing is what, like 50 years older. The paint's all gone, but it's not corroded like the OVL is. It's made out of nice quality material. Same with the OV50. It's not bad quality. It's just the glass and the paint are the weak points. I think. Well, also I've heard that the ballast in these aren't really that good. They like to die out, which is apparently why the 327 is more common. The 327 actually has quality components in it, at least compared to the Cooper fixtures. I must say I don't know if it's much better. I think they're pretty close in quality, but the 327 is very nice. Just glad that this does have the original components in it, because if not, then it would make it really kind of unfun. So I wasn't able to find the etch on that mercury vapor bulb, and it's the only mercury vapor 1000 watt bulb I have that's H36. And I don't know, I hope it's gonna work. I mean, I haven't tested it yet, but it's kind of broken. There's a piece of glass inside that's fallen off and it's scratching off all the phosphor. So I really hope it works, because if not, I'm gonna have an expensive purchase trying to get this thing working. I have a other 1000-watt mercury vapor bulb, but it's an H34, which is problematic because that runs at a different voltage. But that lamp is from like 1962. OVZ burn up. Yeah, Cooper. I don't. It's so sad what they did to Westinghouse. Westinghouse made these stunning fixtures, and Cooper kind of wrecked it. Lithonia orange LED light. That's actually, I was gonna say Lithonia, that's crap, but orange LED, that's actually, that sounds kind of cool. Man, that logo on that glass is wonderful. It's so simple, but so elegant. Oh, that's should have had some sort of protection on those, but at least that isn't such a big flaw as far as, because if it was because of a power outage, at least the fixtures weren't destroying themselves. Like those Leotech or whatever, whatever, I don't know, they're not Leotech, but Beta LED fixtures. I don't know if those were burning up or not. Maybe they weren't. It was Leotech, or it was Leotech. They had all their fixtures were or the chips were burning the lenses, which were broken. That is very loud, especially for a modern fixture. This guy is loud, but I really hope that that thing's quiet, because if it's not, be a little upset. I know people like to hear the hum of fixtures, but I actually don't like that, because it just kind of feels like something's not right. Because it's literally the ballast shaking itself and all the windings moving around, which they shouldn't be doing. Eventually they'll break free. Speaking of your OVL, you should probably get around to making a YouTube video or something on that. Yeah, the M1000, that's loud. I think we're all feeling the same right now. Just kind of tired and lazy right now. Yeah, but I do enjoy talking about streetlights. It's kind of relaxing. I might even do a video on this tomorrow. I don't know. If you guys would like that, that would be great. Actually, I'm planning to, I think Ben said that I could use some of his photographs. I'll have to credit him, of course, but I think I'm going to use some photographs there and show off the differences between the three fixtures. You've seen his video on his Pemco fixture, but he has another one that has a newer one, which has it's just a little bit different looking, and it has Sleeko glass. And then I've got, of course, this one, which is the early version. So there's at least 3 versions if the patent exists, and then there's 4 versions, but that has never been found. I mean, with how rare these are, I don't think that first, very early, the patent version would be, it's also possible that they patented it and then they changed it before production started. Make buzz. The buzz sound is fun. I mean, it's nice. It's kind of calming. But I don't like my fixtures making that. It just kind of I don't like, especially when it's very loud. Like my just span wire fixture is super loud, and it's just kind of. I think the lights turning on, watching them turn on, should be soothing, and when they're making a loud, obnoxious noise, that kind of defeats that. So you can tell that's a. If you guys don't know, these ridges on the back are how you can tell something is a Hall of Fame lens. My Pyrex lenses, I tend to have a design like that on the back. See, the Revere uses a Pyrex lens. Yep, everything is LED. And again, if you guys don't know the story yet, this fixture had a LED bulb put in it at the parking lot. The owner decided to take out the mercury vapor bulbs, and they put LED cob LED, the big giant bulbs, and the bulbs broke. So the owner decided to replace them with actual LED fixtures. That's why I got this one. It really should have stayed up, but the LED crap is just not worth it. For this fixture, I said earlier that the bulb is this one. Yes, I have seen those. I kind of want to get one. Those would be good for dusk dawn service outside, lighting the. But I don't have anywhere to use one of those, so right now I don't have one. I don't really plan on getting one, but they are really cool. No, the LED bulb is long gone, and even if I did have it, it was broken, so I couldn't use it. But it was it was like one of those huge ones. It was so big and heavy that the socket broke off. And you can see the other fixture that was on the same pole is this. The LED cob was laying inside the glass. It had completely detached itself, and it was just resting inside the glass. But now we've got three large fixtures. I've got this, the OV50, and my 327 over there. They're all heavy. I'm kind of sad that Pemco never made a 1,000-watt fixture. That would be really interesting. I do need an M1000. I actually don't think I should have too hard of a time getting one, but it's not going to be something that's going to happen for probably at least a few months. Look at that pattern on that glass. It's really weird, but I like it. It's got the kind of like the pattern of the OV25 lens. I'm assuming you're talking about the LED bulb, but I'm not. Or M1000, no, never mind, M1000, yeah. I know where some finned M1000s, some step door M1000s are. I photographed them. I don't think they're coming down anytime soon, but oh man. it's just nice to be able to see those up installed, even though they don't work. Although I did see some of them working. I photographed it, and they were not super bright. I don't know if they're what kind of ballasting they. I'm assuming they're 1,000 watt metal halide, but they were really dim. Poor cat's got allergies. He's upset. Poor boy here. He's not feeling too well. Same thing with her. She's allergic to pretty much everything. Mm. Are they damaged? Like, are you saying like missing? Like, are they like bullet holes or missing glass or what? Also, my OV25, I physically cannot get the door open, the flat door. I do like it when fixtures get cobbed. But um, what was I gonna say? I just lost my train of thought. I don't mind it when fixtures get cobbed because at least they look good during the daytime. And if they use a decent quality LED, they're not really, even during the nighttime, they're not that bad. But when you use crappy LEDs, you get crappy results. But these screws are so rusty, and there's a piece of wire on the inside, and it's bent up. And these things are both locked in place. So if I want to get this door open, I have to take out these 4 screws that hold in these panels here, and then the door will open. Very thin. But I do actually like this. I like the fact that it's kind of sunken into the fixture, because on the OV50 it's completely exposed, and this means it gets some shielding. This metal is very flimsy, but this outer housing protects it, so it doesn't usually get damaged too badly because it's got some protection. Yeah, the OV50s are definitely more rare, but it's just these are the first Cobra head ever, I think, and I do really appreciate that. OV15, yeah. Honestly, I mean, yes, the screws are crappy, and that's kind of the design, but other than that, the fixture is in really nice condition. Keep in mind, this is over 60 years old. I wonder what LW means, but yeah, that's weird. So it turns out there were actually 270-watt fixtures, but I think the time frame was pretty slim. Or maybe it's just a special order thing. I still don't think those are 270 because I mean they could be, but it makes no sense because they could order something else that'd be a lot cheaper. This also has a Hall of Fame lens. And nope, can you guys see the Westinghouse logo? It's kind of blobby and not well finished. So this lens has, I think, a couple chips in it, but nothing visible. It's all, I think, on the inside. This is a really, really awesome fixture. I like that it says Westinghouse Type OV25 on it. Hello. I got this, and I'm gonna, it's kind of surprising. This is my first of these DTL photocells, even though they're not rare. This is the first one I have. I really like the other DTL, this one, because it looks really cool. I just like the taller appearance. It looks good on my OV25. Oh, are you awake now? Oh wow, what kind of street light? Oh, are you ready? You might want to leave? Yeah, you want to leave. Now we're down to just one. I might have to replace these. I don't want to, but I might have to. Yeah. But it was really cool. I was able to confirm I've got the exact Google Street View. You can see the little brown spot on it. And it's really nice. It's, of course, it's I don't think it's very common, so it's really, really cool to see exactly where this fixture came from. But you can tell that the hinge assembly is built flush into the fixture. And it's got a huge hole, and I can literally stick my whole finger into the fixture. Not a great design, but it was first generation. Well, this live stream has lasted way longer than I thought it was going to, so I'm kind of surprised. That's good. I haven't seen a single cobbed fixture, I think, ever in person. Everything just gets replaced, so that's good to hear. So, oh, 8-inch flatback. Speaking of traffic signals, yeah, the reason I haven't uploaded any traffic signal content is because, to be completely honest, I've just kind of, lost a lot of my interest in, street or traffic signals. I still like them, but I'm not actively collecting them right now. I'm just focusing my efforts on streetlights. I might come back to traffic lights sometime in the future, but for now, that's just going to be kind of static. Hope you guys aren't too upset about that, but it's just the way that things are gonna be. But I do have my early 40s Eaglux here, and this is really awesome street light. Or not, traffic light. with the COP 88 lenses. Yeah, I'm starting to weed through my stuff and get rid of some of the stuff that I don't like too much because I only have a limited amount of room and I need to use that room the best that I can, and that involves getting rid of uh, and keeping as many of the fixtures that I really like to optimize the space. But a 12-inch flat back, if something came up like that, that would be really cool. Oh, actually, I do have a pretty cool thing. I don't I hopefully I saved the location. A few weeks ago, I was just bored and I was mapping, and I found another 12-inch Eagle prototype. So that was really cool. But I do want to get another M250, because this one's from 1991, and I would like to get a newer one because I've got the old, and then the newer one, and then this one. I'd like to get the newest version just so I can have a good lineup, because it's really nice to kind of give off a presentation, or kind of show how things have changed. Just like the OVX or the OVL and the OV50, how they went from making a absolutely stunning, super overbuilt fixture to making something that's just barely stays in one piece. Like this guy, this thing's really cool. Well, if you want to, you might as well do it. Though, try to look for Mercury stuff. Which one? There's there's a few that you could be talking about right now. But my M400 is right here. Yeah, this guy. He's in pretty rough shape. I really like the Revere Cobra heads though. They look ugly, and that's why I like them. The upside down egg lens is really strange, and from this angle in particular, it looks especially ugly, but it's really, really strange. I like it. It's not a very common fixture. The OV12 is a personal favorite. The Light Material ones, there's some stuff down there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, stuff is getting expensive, of course. But, just keep looking and something will pop up eventually. Yeah. It's a very, very chubby fixture, which I think makes it look a little bit more friendly than the OV15 does. But it's not user friendly. I will say that. If those screws got seized in the top housing, you would have no way to take the fixture off of the arm. So you would have to damage something. How much is it? $80 beans? Is that? I'm assuming that's including shipping. That's really not that bad. I think I th- I think you should go for it. I don't know if you will, but I would say it's really cool. Yeah, it's a big collection. It's taken a long time to get it here, but I really like to preserve these things. Yeah, that's really not a bad price. That's probably the cheapest street light that you can get. I'm assuming it's NOS, and I think you should get it. Of course, you're the only one that can make that decision, but I think that it's really cool. I'm assuming it's only thing is I think it doesn't have a lens, but you would need to get a lens for it. But it's a small Cobra head, so any small lens is gonna fit it. You don't need a particular lens. This even like this would technically fit into it. It wouldn't look right, but it would fit. Did you guys? I know you've probably seen Ben's video, but the glass on this and that Pemco is some of the sharpest glass I've ever seen. It's not rounded out at all, and it just looks super fresh. All of the prisms on this is like it's almost sharp. And it looks really, really high quality. It's got a little bit of American Electric look to it. Like this one, the prisms are rounded out and smoothed out. And again, on this one, the prisms are very, very well defined. They look awesome. I'm really wondering why there are so many different Pemco logos. Are you guys a little surprised as me to that Pemco still exists and they make streetlights still? They were founded sometime in the late 1800s, I think 1880 something. They're still around. They make a radio wave in LED. They used to make a sodium radio wave, but now I think it's just LED. But it's super cool. I think it kind of reminds me of Line Materials. Well, the head is like American Electric looking head, but it reminds me at least the top mount versions of the Line Materials radio waves. And they still use this Pemco logo on them, which is really interesting considering they're still made. Yeah, they are. They don't make Cobra heads. I don't know what happened with them, to be honest. It's like they were kind of prominent in the 1960s, and then for like through the 70s on, they kind of just disappeared, and then all of a sudden it's like they've come back. Well, that's weird. What is that? But now you guys might not realize this uses 5 screws again to hold on these parts, which is a copy of General Electric, and you would think, well, that's not the same. General Electric uses rivets here. And actually, the very earliest streetlights from General Electric actually did use screws to attach the hinge here, but that was only around 1959, 1960, and then they changed over to the rivets. So this is actually a direct copy of General Electric. Oh, yeah, they make radio waves and decorative post tops. That's what they make. This latch is a little bit easier to use than GE stuff. Even if it didn't have this little thumb tab, it would be easier than General Electric, I think. It's just not very stiff, and it pushes outward instead of inward, which is just kind of more natural feeling than what GE did. I'm noticing this fixture looks unnaturally dark compared to the OV25. It's like real dark gray. I've only noticed that with Pemco streetlights, which is kind of weird. Mainly the Brightway 400. So I don't know if you've been looking at Light Gallery, but if you do, and you look up and search, if you look up Pemco Brightway or Pemco Model 70 or whatever, you'll see my fixture in service back when it had an LED bulb in it. And you can tell it's mine because this little, oh, this little stripe is the same. Alright, I'm gonna have to end the stream soon though. My battery is going out. I'll try to keep it going as long as I can, but it's not gonna be too much longer. We're already 113 minutes in, which is not too bad. I didn't start with a full battery. The battery in my other device here is actually awful. So it's not too bad. It's just kind of, I don't know. I'll do a mapping stream here sometime. I don't know when, but eventually here. I actually have a 4-day weekend coming up here, so I'll try to do either a video or a live stream, something then. Oh, okay. That's I don't know where I can get wattage labels. Because I'd like to get a new one for my OVL. I could honestly. Now, I have no idea what company you're talking about, but it could honestly it could probably be the same factory that makes bulbs for GE. I could, but this NEMA tag isn't in that bad a shape, and I don't know. I don't know if I want to get rid of it, because it has the original wattage label on it. I don't know if I want to get rid of it unless I can get a real one. The reason I made the fake label for that one is because it was completely peeled and it was missing. It looks fine. It's just not perfect. cats and streetlights go pretty well together. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be awake anytime soon, but that's okay. He likes hanging out with the Pemco SO-175. I wonder if I'll ever find a Pemco Brightway Junior. Again, they're pretty rare, but it's probably not impossible. But that will be for another time. Right now, I've got these 4 fixtures. I'm very happy with them. And you know, these kind of come in waves. So I've got these guys. It'll probably be a little while until I find something else, but that's fine. I've got plenty of stuff here to work on and fix up and mess around with to keep me occupied and share to other people. It's really fun to actually save these guys and keep them from getting absolutely trashed, because obviously these haven't been made in, you know, I don't know, over 50 years. So, yeah, so, you know, they're not common, so anyone that breaks, you're not going to be able to replace it. And again, it's 240 volt, but even if I can't light it up right now, I don't really care. It's such a nice fixture that just being able to look at it like this is fun. You know, it's a really weird looking street light. The General Electric version, or the EPAC version of the fish head, that thing is weird looking. I think he likes that. He's such a fun cat. And he's just eating up all his attention. I don't think he minds the streetlights too much. I wonder if he would like a fish head. Blaze, would you like some fish heads? Probably would. If your cat eyes. Also. Yeah, those do I even say at this point? I don't know. But yeah, do you guys know if Powerlight for their B2255 and other medium fixture, if they made a glare shield for that? Because I'd really like one to put on the Pemco Style 70 because that fixture would look really interesting with a glare shield. He's very happy right now. Alright guys, so I think it's that time. It's been a great stream, but my battery is really low, so I have to go ahead and get this thing charged. Thanks to everyone for stopping by and chiming in. It was a good live stream, I think. So anyway, thanks to everyone. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.